Hey y'all, it is November the 8th already, 2019. And y'all, as you could very well see from the video I just probably uploaded, had a terrible time, alright? Miserable failure. It's got us in the throes of depression around here, alright? But yet and still, we decided to press on, decided to give it one more try. See if we couldn't get something going. I don't know if we can. All right. It truly is a shot in the dark. I didn't know what to name this uh, video, obviously. You see, you came in here. I see you. It's one person. You might be the only person that could get things such as a poor network status that popped up again. All right. It's going to continue to do so. Right? It's like you may be seeing me right now and maybe blinking this stuff. You might be seeing it. And I'm pretty sure that you are. I'm pretty sure that you can see it and it's blinking this. It's blinking it. It would be doing all that sort of stuff. Totally not. I mean, just being all incompetent at what it's supposed to do. All right? Just being illegitimate, if you will, the technology. I mean, signal stay good? Will it be good enough to transfer images and sounds to the other person on the other computer? Is it good enough to do that? Probably not, all right? Appreciate y'all more than you know, all right? Especially right now. Thing is, safety first, as I always say. But at the same time, I kind of wonder, I kind of wonder some feedback. Like, is this sometimes I get insecure. Anyways, you might you might want to press on with this dang article, all right? Just in case somebody out there can hear me. You might be concerned about this. Beret said Tuesday that two FBI employees were disciplined for failing to pass along a tip that the Parkland school shooter was going to slip into a school and start a person out there and you don't know hardly anything about Parkland. You are the utmost of ignorant. You're the definition of ignorant to this subject of Parkland. You have no clue, nor do you care about any sort of dead children, but maybe you do. This FBI and they didn't deal with the tip. All right, you know, obviously people's heads should roll about it. See, that's what you would think. You say, oh, they were slipping and tripping. We got a comment from Leah. Live streams and stuff like that. That's not good because sometimes we could be saying very important information and that's just not even getting recorded. I know that's what happens sometimes. That's terrible. All right. What am I paying these? Uh, Here's some money for some technology. We got a little bit of time, y'all. If y'all can't hear me and stuff, we're reading this. Okay, so we thought about that, just that first paragraph, right? Job good. See, that's bad enough. That right there is bad enough, right? But actually, in reality, the whole thing is that these FBI calls are from like anonymous. That's what I'm guessing. I don't know this for sure, but looking at the trends, looking at the patterns, you can imagine, oh, all these police calls and stuff that was accumulated on a suspect that's supposed to look ultimately guilty, all right? Call from Albany. Oh yeah, this and that. Later on, they're gonna deny ever saying that, but it don't matter because you're gonna put it and sweep it under the rug, right? In the meantime, you're trying to make Nicholas Cruz look guilty. Therefore, you're creating the fact that y'all missed it. right? But then they try and paint it out as like it's not, it's inconspicuous. They got so many calls all day long that they can't respond to every last one. They want to make it kind of ambiguous, so where it's like, okay, and kind of got relocated, and don't worry about that person, don't even talk to that person or ask them no questions ever again. Meanwhile, nothing else happened. Rob Lasky knew that from the jump, that nothing else was going to happen. Well, that nothing else was going to happen as far as changing stuff, as far as making the FBI work and function better. Not at all. Not even close to that. In fact, the exact opposite of that. That's what Rob Lasky had in mind, all while he's a and then blended into the background. And then, oh no, you don't hear from Rob Lasky no more. But, oh yeah, they disciplined 2 employees and nothing else changed, period. All up in your face. All right. Um, Things that technically we could do that would make it better for us as people, as citizens of America. What we do, I guess, inevitably, is demand, say that the government worked for us and not the other way around. We, as far as these government agencies, all sort of transparency. I'm talking about every single one, from city council to a police dash cams to all sort of transparency, to include how and why that. Like, meanwhile, there's people out here like myself and, other people who's going to watch this video who do your damn jobs. And we do it for free and stuff. All right? We accumulate all sort of data and we put things together and stuff. And then you're promising all sort of things where you're like, oh yeah, a big change is going to happen. It's a big change. No, hell no, it's not. It's going to be run of the mill, everything it always was. And some guns. All right. The rest of the article kind of goes into that. We kind of covered that. I wonder if we have a good signal and stuff out here. I don't know. It hasn't been flashed to me that they won't get triggered. All right, but we thought we would cover that, and that's very important. The very, the very opposite of justice is what's taking place at Parkland. Not to mention pretty much every other case, demanding transparency, wanting to know every detail. See, we're not privy to any details, unfortunately, and that's kind of what's our problem. I'm gonna try and close out of YouTube. Maybe that's what's very quickly and stuff, because Lord knows they're just gonna give us the runaround, right? But we also have more screenshots than we know what to do with, as far as I hope so. All right, we do have all sort of screenshots, and we can't even shake a stick at them. There's so many, and we're not gonna get through all of them. So in the meantime, I gotta say, if you're out there somewhere, here, I'm not a gambler, y'all, but I don't think it's gonna happen. All right, I would put money on it. I would put some money if I had some. Chance of snow for San Antonio early next week. I don't believe it, but guess what? If there is, outrageous. That would be definitely a sign of global warming taking us over, just like Greta Thunberg said it would. All right. So run through the 40 wildest lines from like 60, 80 lines and stuff. Y'all took half the speech because y'all are so impressed with his articulation and you're all over his balls. And so it's like, dude, fake news. It's always fake news from y'all. Is how do we know that Parkland is different? Because it's different. These people are acting in a different kind of way, dude. These people are annoying to no end, and they just won't. It's like, okay, these are people with inequalities that would legitimately make them celebrities. Like in every last way, these people are not even ordinary, but subordinary. They're just really below average on every level that you could think of. Manuel Oliver is just beyond, all right? So Parkland parents, survivors, blah blah blah, and they're like pretending to be celebrities. They're clinging to it. It's like, dude, where are y'all getting y'all's money if you really think about it? Because celebrities. I have to say this about y'all because, like, it's not my place, but dang, dude, y'all keep putting your ugly, disgusting faces. Look at y'all, dude. Can y'all work out or something? Like, dude, can y'all start eating well? Are y'all all vegans or what the hell is going on? Jacket and it looks gross, dude. Where you been hanging out, dude? There's no sun where you go. It's disgusting, dude. Like completely over the top. The guy on the left, and it's unfortunate, dude. I wish I didn't have Emmanuel Oliver, and that is to say that she would be communist and disgusting, dude. They've done some sadistic stuff, to be honest with you, schizophrenic type stuff up in like what they call art exhibits and stuff. Like, oh, it's so disgusting. And isn't that pretty? And you know what? It's kind of ironic, and it's definitely appropriate that the next person up is Kanye West. All right. Like him or not, hate him or love him, the thing is, he doesn't even want to be a. All right, so Kanye West encourages black Americans not to vote for Democrats. He said that's not the power. I don't know what that mean, man. I don't know what he means by that's not the power. Maybe that's just a slick way of saying that that's not going to get you nowhere. Right, every time, and encourages him to do that. Zam Iron says hola, hola to you. Uh, um, I was going to say something in Spanish, but I couldn't think about what I wanted to say. Anyways, because people who speak English barely understand what it is I'm saying, and that'd be interesting. Kanye West encourages, like I said, this dude's wife, you know what I'm saying, and perhaps she works for the government and stuff like. Against if wars can continue, we're just gonna breeze right through this sort of stuff. You see what it is. I don't even have to say words, but it is what it is. I wanted to point this out just real quick because I saw it earlier. I don't even know what to make of it. I heard about it. KFC and Africa fried chicken are picking it out. Africa fried chicken, Africa, right? Y'all getting pretty racist now. I don't even know what the hell to say now. It's like y'all are really sounding racist. I don't know what to make of this. What y'all are doing. Oh man, it's kind of interesting. I know we've been covering this, and actually, there's some screenshots about this, and some lady named Cat Van Deer or something like that. And so here's another little because they know we've been talking. I believe it's more than nine, but basically, don't talk to them on a romantic level, dude. That's not what they're there for. They're there for something else, and it's unfortunate, but it's a rule. Something that, schools should want to teach you about, right? To save you on grief. They should want to at least have a poster or a campaign that says, look, girls with tattoos are just. I mean, that in and of itself is kind of controversial, but at the very least, don't you ever romantically think about any of these girls with tattoos? All right, we're just here to tell you. I want to remind you, you could take my advice or just they look like it too, man, but they're holding on. This guy's got a college thing on his lapel. That's good. I don't know what to say about that. A prisoner who briefly died argues that he served his life. I think that's pretty slick. Oh, I died and stuff. Don't I get a new life? He should have just been reborn. See if they let him out. I don't know what's going on. I don't know that person. I don't want to read about it. The water is already low at a Florida. Have a song called Jerry Sprunger. I'm not even sure what that's going to mean. I'm sure it's going to be perverted. And of course, The Glow Files by Chief Keef's out. And I know y'all were looking forward to it as much as me. And on Google anyway. So we covered the first two things and we're about to get into some screenshots. And we're about to go ahead and start winding it down. All right. I don't know if we have 10 more minutes, maybe 15 more minutes. I don't know if we're even on the internet right now. take a look at the screenshots because I have so many, honestly, like they get very backed up very easily and stuff, you know. The biggest problem when it comes to screenshots is deleting them and knowing which ones that I don't even have time to senders, and you can't call people ma'am or sir in there. It's all very awkward. BSO school resource deputy arrested for slamming student to the ground. I don't even know if we discussed this. Haven't seen the video. I haven't looked in the article. I mean, I'm sure it's scandalous and stuff like that, but it's so much that that I see. Sometimes I look at this sort of stuff and I'm like, I don't even have time. Like, really, it's not even outrageous enough. The ground, I don't know. Arrested for slamming a student to the ground, and that's bad or whatever. Right? Here's ultimately what I want you to away with, or it's what I'm suggesting is that Broward County, these kids are going to get slammed to the ground. That's how bad they're acting. They're acting so bad, right? And not just a single out Broward County, but it really does happen in Broward County. And so that's what's funny. It's everything is ironic when it comes to say Parkland School, Marjorie Stoneman Douglas, that they're like all angels and stuff, and they wouldn't do nothing wrong and stuff like that. Meanwhile, they're running wild and stuff. It almost makes you wonder how there's not more mass shootings. Right? This is what we read earlier. FBI director says 2 employees disciplined for botched, and that's honestly that's the takeaway. Nothing, very bare minimum. I don't know. 20 months later, that right? Yeah, yeah. Children got murdered. Whatever. Nothing. No answers. None. The very bare minimums. What we're gonna give you, and we're gonna laugh about it, and that's what they're doing. So that's unfortunate. I don't really care what he's saying, but I think he's got a point here. And more than likely, he's talking about the mass shootings that actually do take place that are not talked about on the television or like just barely a little bit. Because if but statistically, that's 90% are going to be black people, right? Which is unfortunate. But lots of times it's going to be on black people as well. These mass shootings, it'll be black people shooting families and our children. They hate children. They want to abortion them, and they want to have sex with them. Right. On top of that, those people, I don't know. They're encouraging these mass shooting and stuff. They would just pretty much be encouraging people to have guns, their own personal guns, just in case if they get into a bad situation. Right. And typically that's going to be a bad situation. Prostrating himself in front of the Riverwalk. And I thought I would draw attention to that. All right, real quick, as we wind it down. All right, I think we're gonna wind it down within the next 10 minutes. All right, that way I got a little bit of time to get some stuff together. And he was seen and it was documented by some sort of rock band member. He was seen, he was diving into the San Antonio, into the river right there, that river walk. And then he was coming out and he's the Riverwalk, and they charge you all sort of money just for like typical Mexican food. And this guy, he's looking like he's praying, like an Islam type prayer. And I don't know, and he's just jumping in and out of the river, right? Gosh, about it, like I don't really ever go see it, but some people like it and stuff. It's not really that bad if you're on a little boat and stuff, but you wouldn't jump into that river. And so it leads you to believe that he was tripping off his balls, most certainly downtown. Get this, illegal immigrants are accused of rape. That sounds bad, right? Sounds typical, right? That's not to say, oh, all illegal immigrants rape people, because that's not what's true, obviously. documented. It's kind of harder to catch up with those people. And so that's something to point out. And that's why they might want to mention it to authorities. Why someone looks like not only they might be a legal alien, but they might be a sanctuary when you can run around and rape people. Like, that's not what sanctuaries are for. Anyways, Trump called woman who says he sexually assaulted her. The phone records show. Not going to have any sort of evidence. Not going to have any sort of corroborating witnesses or nothing. Like, nothing's going to be backing up their stories. And they're just going to come out with it and be like, oh, this, and this happened. All right, don't you? Like, actor wannabe and stuff like that. You could tell she wanted to be on Law and Order and stuff and just couldn't make the cut. She just really was a little bit too ugly. Right? So now she's over here talking about, oh yeah, Trump grabbed me by the pee. Watching Netflix as caller sought help. Here's the thing about it, all right? I wanted to make a video about this, and I gotta make a video about this. Still on my mind. It's been on my mind for a while. What country you go to as far as emergency operators, right? It's an interesting world. When it comes to, say, if you had some sort of idea for reform in that sort of field, I think and they don't think about them very much. It doesn't pass your mind all too much. But when you do, you think, oh man, they must be ultra professional. These people must be like heroes and stuff, ready and on guard and stuff. And they're probably paid pretty well for what they do. And they're going to be courageous and they're going to talk you through your whatever you got going. And they're going to make sure the police get there immediately. I'm talking about within a minute and a half. The police are going to be there. And these people on the other line, they're I say when they first got the job, they were like, dude, I'm going to be so courageous. I'm going to talk to people. I'm going to make sure stuff happens exactly when it needs to happen. I'm going to save people's lives. And that's what I'm going to do for a living. But that does not last for very long. You do what you do, but they certainly don't get paid enough money. They don't get paid as much money as you think they're getting paid, right? They're barely paying bills and stuff themselves. So when you call up, they already got stuff on their mind, right? They're not to explain that, after a while, with all sort of calls, and all sort of these calls are going to be bogus as well. You're going to get emergency calls that are totally bogus, and it's going to grind you down a little bit. It's going to grind your gears. Stuff that is going to happen. And it's not an excuse to say, oh, now you can treat everybody like dirt, but after a while, it's going to grind you down. You're not getting paid all that much money. There might be a shortage. There probably is like an extreme shortage of people in your field, emergency calls. Meanwhile, a lot of times these call systems are actually lacking in technology. You think that they would be like on the spearhead of technology, like they'd be on the forefront. They'd be getting all new, to get a brand new system. It's going to wait a while. So they're going to have outdated stuff that really, honestly, is going to be, if you ever had a computer or a telephone that really does not operate the way that it should. All right, so back to this article. Broward 9/11 supervisor fired for watching Netflix while caller sought help. All right, it's like we don't know exactly what's the context. Maybe it's really bad. I couldn't see and stuff, man. And thank y'all for popping in, and for whoever's gonna pop in on the recorded version of this. I'll see if I can leave a link below to my other channel. You should be subscribed to my other channel. You know what I'm saying? Even if no matter what side you're on, you might as well just wear that hat because it's funny and it triggers everybody. Lil Wayne allegedly engaged to plus size Australian model. I heard that a couple times. Plus size lady. We're probably just gonna end up on that. And actually, Roger Stone is being all railroaded. And that's the thing, love him or hate him, he has a guilty looking face. I'm not gonna lie. But